Good evening, USC. I'm Kyle O'Connor.
And I'm Cleopatra Shabazz, and welcome to this week's edition of Monday Night Mashup.
Our lead story tonight, according to CNN, a federal appeals court early Sunday morning denied the U.S. government's emergency request to resume President Donald Trump's travel ban. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has asked for both sides to file legal briefs before the court makes its final decision after a federal judge halted the program on Friday. So Cleopatra, what this means is that the ruling by the U.S. District Court judge will remain in place for now. How do you think this denial of the travel ban will help tensions currently in the United States?
Well, I definitely believe that this denial will alleviate a lot of tensions in the U.S. You know, we have a lot of American citizens who may have families that are in other countries, and we have a lot of people from other countries who would love to come to America, be it to visit here or to live here permanently. So, you know, the idea of all men are created equal with the travel ban, it originally kind of denied that right for a lot of people who were interested in coming to this country. So I definitely believe that this denial will allow people to feel more equal, and it will definitely alleviate tensions, and more people will most likely be coming to America in the near future.
It'll certainly be something to watch upcoming. So.
Tying in with that, Trump also accused the judge responsible for ending the travel ban for opening the country up to potential terrorists. Trump tweeted Sunday afternoon, and quote, "If something happens, blame him and the court system." Kyle, there seems to be a lot of tension rising. Does President Trump have a reason to be angry at this response?
He certainly has a reason to be angry. What we're seeing now is the system of checks and balances that the Constitution established. We're seeing that in play. We're seeing the judicial system kind of limiting what the president can do. President Trump needs to know that the executive orders aren't the final say in what can be passed and what can't be passed. Really, it's up to the Supreme Court and these judges to make sure that the American people are protected and the freedoms are protected, and also the people that would like to enter the United States have their freedoms protected as well. The president can't just expect to be able to pass something that a lot of people are opposed to and have it go unchallenged. President Trump should know this by now. I mean, obviously it comes with the job. He's especially been vocal about opposing previous executive orders done by President Obama in the past. So this level of opposition should be expected. Now, whether he has a right to be angry, of course he does. People that are supposed to be working with him are instead working against him. So whether he expects it or not, he does have a right to be angry, and whether he's right or the judge is right, I guess we'll just have to see in the future.
We'll definitely be on the lookout for that. Well, after the break, we will have Miller Hyatt with weather, followed by Sabrina Shutters with sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Miller Hyatt with your weather forecast. Well, it certainly did not feel like winter. It was in the 60s today, and you can see that it's in 70 degrees, even topped out in Columbia. And if you look at the Northwest, if you haven't heard, Seattle has 7 inches of snow, so it's a big contrast between them and us in the Southeast. Well, let's look at the 7-day forecast now, and you can see that by the time we get in the middle part of the week, it's definitely going to even feel like summer with highs in the upper 70s, and then we fall back down to the 50s, and that feels a little bit more like winter. So now here's Sabrina with sports.
Well, it's official. The New England Patriots are the world champions of football after pretty much coming back from the dead last night. The Patriots were down 21-3 at the half, making the Falcons feel as if they had Super Bowl 51 in the bag. However, the Pats came back in the fourth quarter with full force and ended up defeating the Falcons 34-28 in overtime. This made it a 5th Super Bowl win for Tom Brady, making him the most decorated quarterback in football history. This weekend, the Gamecock Club hockey team will be heading to Nashville for the SEC hockey tournament. After winning their last 7 games, Coach Alan Soroy is ready to lead the team into battle and hope to return home champs. In other news, a rise in crime on campus has been affecting many students and their daily lives. That's coming up after the break.
According to the Daily Gamecock's crime blotter, USC recently had 23 different criminal cases on campus. 5 were alcohol-related, 1 was vandalism, 4 were theft, 9 were drug possession, 2 were cases involving driving under the influence, and 2 were harassment charges. Cleo, do you think these numbers and the spike in crime will drop in the coming weeks, or do you think it'll continue as we go into later in the semester?
Well, I definitely believe that USC law enforcement is doing their job on campus based on the results that we have so far right now. You know, 23, it may seem like a big number, but it's really not compared to a campus with thousands and thousands of students that come here, like over 5,000 enroll each year. So the number is there to show that there obviously are problems, you know, as far as like drugs and alcohol and whatnot, but it's there to also show that USC is doing whatever they can to ensure that students feel safe on campus. You know, whether you're on campus, in class, whether it's at a dorm, Russell House, wherever, you know, it's good to know that we do have law enforcement, we do have safety here, we do have campus police that want to make sure that all the students feel welcome and that they feel safe on campus and that they don't feel like their lives are in danger due to a student that's under the influence. So I believe that this number is well enough to allow students to know, hey, you're at a serious place, you're here for your education, try to make these 4 years the best 4 years of your life and try not to ruin it for everybody else and keep them safe as well as yourself.
Yeah, I definitely think 23 is much higher than what it has been recently. And it's a high enough number to make people alert, to keep them alert, and to make them aware of the issues that are happening on campus and different crimes that are happening on campus. But it's definitely not high enough that anyone needs to be paranoid or any serious action needs to be taken.
I agree.
Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Monday Night Mashup. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at SGTV News 4. For SGTV, I'm Kyle O'Connor.
And I'm Cleopatra Shabazz. Have a great week, USC.